equities are derivative. But
What's up, Bitcoiners? It's your boy GP with Zest Protocol and Stacking Down. Tuning in just for a little bit of an update here. Just gonna do a little reaction video of how the market was very bullish because Michael Saylor had to sell 32 BTC. Why sell? Why not just buy less next week? Is this bearish? Michael Saylor already explained the logic. If Bitcoin can't be sold, critics say it has no value, right? Okay, so if it has no value, the balance sheet value is zero. If the balance sheet value is zero, credit rating agencies ignore it. You sell a tiny appreciated portion to prove Bitcoin is liquid, valuable, and real.
but there's been a bit of confusion in the market about where the dividends come from. How do we pay the dividend? And for most of the history of the instrument, we sold common equity, MSTR equity, to pay the dividend. MSTR equity is a derivative of Bitcoin. It normally trades at a premium to Bitcoin. And so we were selling a Bitcoin derivative. But some people worried that we wouldn't be able to sell the equity in the future. And then there are short narratives that we have to sell the equity. And then there are other narratives
Bitcoin,
that the
liquid.
company won't sell its Bitcoin. And that kind of metastasized to, well, if they're not going to sell their Bitcoin, it must not have any value, and they can never sell it. And if they can't sell it, then we can't count the Bitcoin as an asset on the balance sheet. So if you had $65 billion worth of something and people wanted to value it at zero, it's not very good, right? We don't want the credit rating agencies to think the company has $0 of assets. We want the credit rating agencies to think we have $65 billion of assets.
Right.
And, there are also trolls on the internet that continually complain that this is a Ponzi scheme because we sell equity in order to fund a preferred dividend. Well, what we want to do is we want to reinforce the business model is we sell credit to make a capital investment in an asset, Bitcoin, digital capital. The capital investment accretes over time faster than the dividend. We then monetize the capital gain and we pay the dividend. We think that the best way to punctuate this, to make it very clear, is to make the point that the company doesn't have to sell common stock ever. We can simply sell highly appreciated Bitcoin in order to pay a dividend. And if we do that, you're capturing a capital gain to pay a credit dividend. I think the analogy is like a real estate development company raises capital by issuing a credit instrument, buys land at $10,000 an acre, develops it, it's worth $100,000 an acre, and then they monetize that capital appreciation. You could sell the land at $100,000 an acre. You could rent the land after you fully developed it. You could refinance the land. But nobody questions a real estate development company that makes a capital investment with a credit income. What we're doing is the same thing with Bitcoin, and we want to make sure that the market understands that.
So making sure that these accreditors see Bitcoin as an asset, right? Which it is. It's the hardest store of value in existence. And yeah, I mean, if he has to sell a little bit of Bitcoin to prove a point, let him do his thing. Because guess what he did this week? So for my guy Tycho here, nothing to see here. Happy bottom buying, everyone. So everybody with diamond hands that bought the bottom, Sailor, here we go. Strategy has acquired 1,550 BTC worth 101 million to increase our BTC reserve to 845,256 Bitcoin. We have also increased our USD reserve by 100 million to 1.0 billion dollars. Master and stretch, baby. So, Michael Saylor proving a point, dipping the waters into selling 32 Bitcoin, and then next week buying over 1,500 of them. So don't get shaken out. This is the time in the market, right? The non-believers, the people with less conviction capitulate, and often those times are the best times to be buying Bitcoin. So don't get shaken out, guys. You guys have a blessed rest of your night, day, afternoon, wherever you are. I hope that love surrounds you and that high frequencies follow you. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.